What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Thank you guys again for joining us for another live stream. If you're not joining us live or you don't know who it is that I am, my name is Ricky. I have a group. It's TechBot Solutions. We have over 46,000 members now worldwide. And the thing that we do best is we provide a free and simple platform for both new and experienced traders. The link is down below if you would like to join. Again, you don't have to. It's a free Facebook group. And then once you get accepted, on the top pinned post, you have access to the group chat links. And it says Discord group chat. There's a step-by-step thing on what it is that you need to do. So feel free to join if you see value in that. Again, but I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Yes, last week or this week was super cool. We went to go visit Houston after the unfortunate, event of Hurricane Harvey. But I went to go visit a couple members, and I went to go see Brad, and then we volunteered. If you guys didn't watch today's video, it should be after we're done here. It should be playing after, or just check out my latest video, but it was super cool. And then I do want to let you guys know today is the last day that you guys can order your TechBot Solutions apparel. So you guys can choose from the white one and black one, and it's buy two, get one free. So feel free to use the code. It's TechBuds, so TE, exactly like this. So you guys could use that promo code and take advantage of it. But yeah, that's really just it. So thank you guys again for tuning in. In this Sunday Stock Talk, this is something that we do every single Sunday. And our group comes together and we simply just recap for what to look forward to this upcoming week. This is not the only thing that I'm not here to encourage anyone to trade based on my opinion or based on my suggestions. Just like we know within TechBot Solutions, we don't invest in what we don't understand. We don't invest based on other people's opinion, and we always have a plan when investing. The easiest way that I can put it for you is we always understand where to buy, where to sell, and where to cut your losses before you even take a position. So having a plan. If you don't understand the importance of that, then then you might want to more on paper trading or simulation trading, and then go from there. So there's a couple people that are tagging me right now on the main group chat. I'm going live, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to the Discord group chat. So if you guys want to get my attention, I'm in the live chat of this live stream. So feel free to message me here. So there's a couple people that are saying no volume, but everything looks good on my side. If you guys can hear me, feel free to let me know. Or you guys might need to just refresh the video. So let's kind of get started. I'm going to be sharing my, whoa. There's a guy that's a little upset. What's going on, man? Okay, everything is good. So we are all good here, and we blocked the hater. So we're good there. Let's kind of get right to it. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. I'm going to be breaking down some stocks. I did not ask this week for your guys' suggestions, and the reason why is because I did last week, and then I want to kind of go both ways. So I'm going to be talking about what I see value in, how I'm breaking them down, the frequencies that I'm looking at. But I think last week was a great example because I haven't been day trading as much, right? Because I've been helping the group out so much. And if you guys don't know me, then that's 100% okay. But this is just based on my experience. I used to, day trade every single day. I still participate Monday through Friday for the first, hour of the market open, either with a group within our Discord group chat or the live stream. And one thing that I noticed, which I think a lot of you guys can notice, is that I've been taking approaches of more swing trades. And I go a little bit heavier with my position, but I've seen a much more turn, if that makes any sense. And the reason that I say that is because I'm not forcing my trades. Again, they're not like huge trades like we used to do. And it just comes down to understanding or identifying, where it is that you are in life. If you feel like you can dedicate 2 to 3 hours every morning to simply find, the day trades, so getting in and getting out all within one day, then, momentum trading can be great for you. But when you have a little bit of a busier schedule, and if I'm catching you either in school or, you have a job, and you want to be a little bit more efficient with your time, something that I've really enjoyed within the past 2 weeks were the swing trades that I've been taking a position on. And a perfect example was, when I went to go visit at Houston, when I went to go take my trip to Houston, I knew I wasn't going to be available to day trade. So I told the team that I was taking positions on swing trades, and I became very disciplined with the type of quality stocks that I was looking at. And that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm going to be breaking down stocks, not just swing trades, but day trades as well. But I'm going to be doing it more as the approach of I need every single stock to meet certain criteria, and understanding that, I can trade much, more quality stocks. And by, how to find the best penny stocks to trade, just kind of like the title of this YouTube video, I want you guys to understand that the way that you find the best quality stocks or the best penny stocks to trade, or low cap stocks or even swing trades, are when you come up with certain criteria yourself, and you try to get a better understanding on, why, a true fundamental understanding on why it's a good buy, and having at least some back-end data on to support that. So I want to give a shout out to Tipic. And if you guys see in the live stream or in the live chat, and how he's posting his ticker symbol, he has the ticker symbol to support the resistance, the buy point, sell point, and then why it has potential. Perfect example of how to reach out or how to share a stock, not only in this live chat, but as well as in the Discord group chat. So again, I'm going to be sharing my screen. I'll go ahead and break down Tesla. So he's saying Tesla, and then I see that. Okay, appreciate that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start sharing my screen. My Thinkorswim platform is up. So I'm just going to start breaking down stocks. I'm going to identify potential, see if some stocks that we're going to be looking at show a previous trend, if I see value in it now or maybe later, and how I break them down. So it's as simple as that. I am currently in a position on UGAS, which is the inverse of DGAS. DGAS was the one that I made $542 profit on my 3-day swing trade when I was in Houston, and that's great. I found potential all before I took the position. I set up my whole plan on where I was buying, where I was selling, and where I was going to cut my losses, and I didn't get in at the best price. People got much lower than I did, and people sold at a much higher price than I did. I stuck to my plan, and I made above $500 profit within 3 days. And I didn't really, it's not that I don't want to like sell it short, that I didn't have to do anything, because it comes down to doing all the back end work, and the buy and the sell. That's, anyone can do that, but it's the back end work and identifying the potential and setting up the plan that a true trader understands what to do. The buying and selling, anyone can do that. So that's not really the biggest thing. So I hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys do, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. So let's go ahead and start sharing my screen. You guys are like, I want to stop seeing Ricky's ugly face. Boom. So this is the way that we like to share. So again, Tipic doing it right. But all those that are putting out these ticker symbols, I'm not going to break them down if you don't share your suggestion like how he did. And you can find that format in the Discord group chat. If you go to rules, suggestion right here. So ticker symbol number 7. Alrighty, but let's go down the list. This is from top to bottom, the one that usually saw, that saw the highest volume to lowest volume on my watch list. Again, this isn't the only thing that you guys can trade. This is just based on my opinion. I called out the bounce on AMD, and I called it out if you guys were tuning in for the live stream or even in the Discord group chat. I called it out at $13. The reason that I called it out at $13 was a previous resistance was at $13 for AMD. That's usually where it peaked out at. It hit highs of $13.50, and then it sees a downward trend and bounces at around $12. I did a really good job previously identifying the support at $12. We called it out last week. If you guys watched any of our live streams, and people were able to make 5% plus on the specific trade, and even almost 20% plus if they bought in from as low as they did. And because of the potential, there was talk about AMD, Tesla, which led to a huge increase. Obviously, Tesla, multi-billion-dollar company, one of the most innovative in our century, right? So obviously that's a huge catalyst on why AMD would go up. AMD is an advanced micro device that's actually partnered with Apple. So obviously a lot more demand. It's more relevant right now. Old support, old resistance level, which is $13. Resistance is where a stock usually peaks out at. It saw a peak at $14.74. And then it started seeing a downward trend. So what we try to identify as day traders or swing traders is like, okay, when is AMD going to bounce? When is it going to see an upward trend? So I can buy right after the bounce and then sell for a profit, not right before the bounce. And the reason that I say that is I like to wait for the validation of the support. It did that perfectly, if you guys could see right here, at $13. And it started trending up. It hit highs of almost $13.50 right as the market opened. Hit highs of $13.41. It went back down, went a little bit below the $13.10 support, and then still picked up, and it's still seeing an upward trend. If you guys could see, this little downward trend, saw a little bit of a cup, and is now trying to see an upward trend. Does it mean that 100% it's going to go all the way up? No, but we at least know that $13 is the support, $13.50 is going to be the first resistance, and then every 50 cents it kind of follows that way. Understanding that, there is a trend or a previous trend that we can still capitalize on, and that means if this continues its upward trend, AMD, because of the potential merger with, not potential merger, but potential partnership with Tesla, that could be huge, which can mean that, it could come back up, almost 10% potential, which is great for those that want to potentially invest in AMD as a swing trade. Is $13 an amazing purchase long term? Well, no, we've seen this one go sub, $12. So understanding that, I would try to buy in anything above $13 if it continues this upward trend. As long as it continues this upward trend on this 20-day analysis breakdown. So I go to frequency. And then with this, my EMA line, which is this blue line that you see right here, I want it to continue to hold above, the EMA. Therefore, if it continues to hold above the EMA, I'll keep my position. But if it breaks below $13, then I'll most likely want to cut my losses, as I think it would, continue trending back down to $12. And I don't want to ride it all the way back down. So if it continues its upward trend, I see the potential that it has to go back up to $14.50, $15 because of the merger. But if not, then I'll be patient. I'll wait for the bounce. And if it doesn't bounce, then I'll wait for the bounce at $12. And until it sees an upward trend, I will not take a position. So AMD, I do see potential in it. I just need it to continue seeing this upward trend on this 20-day breakdown. So what's going on, bud? Thank you again for the donation. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll go ahead and answer that. Thank you. Let me know if what it is that I'm talking about all makes sense. So the Facebook group, you simply have to go into the description of this video, and you can find the free Facebook group link. So let's go down the list. So we just talked about AMD. Now we're talking about AKS. So AKS, I'm going to do a 180-day analysis breakdown. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but we talked about this one maybe 2 weeks ago. The reason I remember talking about this was because of the huge drop that it had, the bounce that it had at $5, so overall support, and it started trending up. And then we said, okay, well, there's this new margin from $6 to $7. That could be huge. But we also said, again, old support levels become new resistance levels. It ended up peaking out and seeing a downward trend. Now it's heading back down to this $5 support. So what does this mean? Well, if it validates this same trend of bouncing at $5 and trending back up, we have a potential from $5 all the way up to $6 once again. That's 20% potential. That's huge. So what does that mean? Well, it's still continuing its downward trend. It's not breaking above the EMA line. It's still way below the EMA line. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for it to actually validate the support at $5 if it does. And if it does, then I'm going to set my alert. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert here at 510. At or below 510. No, I just want it to be below. Also, $5, $4.99. This is great. I feel like we're catching it right before it bounces, and we can really see an upward trend. And I'm also going to put an alert if it breaks above 550. Understanding that, if it starts to trend back up, then from 550 to $6, that's still really decent, profit. That's about 10%. Yeah. So I think we found a great trend. That is a previous trend. Previous support here at $5, previous resistance here at $6. And it's still heading back down. It looks like it's trying to hold at 520, but based on its history, it did not. So what do we wait for? I'm going to wait for the bounce at 520, and I'm going to wait for the break above EMA, which should be around 540. So once it sees that bounce, once it sees that upward trend, then I know that I'm getting, into a position where I can hold for a couple days and sell for a profit, or at least I'm investing in something that's showing a trend to appreciate and value, and not just getting in right now and hoping that it bounces at $5 or hoping that it bounces at 520. My approach is you wait for the validation at the support that you identify. So if I identify support at 520 or $5, I'm not going to be impatient and just buy in. I'm going to wait for the bounce, wait for the upward trend, and wait for the break above EMA to take a position, which then I can later sell for a profit. And if it all of a sudden it comes back down, then I know where the support is at $5. I'll cut my losses if it goes below that. And it's very simple, right? Understand where to buy, where to sell, and where to cut your losses. With that, I have a general understanding on how I can make a profit on AKS. So I'm going to write that down, AKS at $5, resistance at $6, and then the current price is at $5.20. My alerts are set, and it's as simple as that. Let's go ahead and move on to the other one. The RSI indicator showing way below, 30 RSI, which is something that I really like to look for. MACD indicator is still showing signs of a downward trend. So why would I get in right now? It's still showing that it's going to depreciate. Therefore, I don't really care on how it plays out within the day if I'm thinking about swing trading it for a series of days. People always ask me, hey Ricky, how do you know how far back to look when breaking down a stock? Well, I look as far back as I need to identify a trend. So, it's not just going back 5 days. It's not just going back 10 days. It's going as far back as you can to see previous trends and what this stock is going to most likely do. It doesn't mean 100% that it's going to do it, but I go back far enough that I can see a trend. And once I see a trend, I wait for the validation. And if it doesn't validate, then I simply don't trade it. But once it does, then I, again, stick to my plan on where to buy, where to sell, and where to cut my losses. And then, I stick to it. And you guys have to say. All right. Let's see. What's going on? Oh. Never vac. This guy's a little upset. Did it block him? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize if he was interrupting you. Alrighty. Just ignore the guy. It's all good, guys. Thank you again. So Steven, to answer your question, Ricky, use more technical analysis and fundamental. That is correct. To kind of answer your question, he's kind of asking, and this is 100% okay. He's asking, hey, based on what I've seen from your live streams, I kind of like looking at the trends of the graphs a little bit more rather than the true fundamentals of the company. I always, if I'm really looking into swing trading a company, I always like to have some fundamental understanding of what it is and what it's kind of looking towards doing, right? If you're planning on swing trading a stock, then it only makes sense. When it comes down to breaking these stocks in my live streams, that's a much longer process, so I don't necessarily do that. But when it comes down to breaking down a stock that I'm actually going to take a position on, I look at the news and I look at kind of what's most likely going to be expected within the next 5 to 10 days that I might be thinking about swing trading, and to see if there are any red flags. And if there's not, then I kind of stick to the basics. I identify a margin, I identify a trend, I formulate a plan, I wait for the validation, and then I go for it. It's all about risk management. So I really like the setup that we have for AKS. I really like the setup that we have for AMD. I really like the setup that I have for you guys, and that's why I'm most likely going to take positions on them, because I see value in them. Does that mean that 100% all of you have to see value in them? No, if you guys don't see value in what I'm talking about, that I don't want you guys to trade anything that I talk about. I want you guys to invest in what you see value in, and the best way to do that is to have an understanding of what formulates a good quality investment. If you guys, and then watch a video. So if you guys can search up on the YouTube search bar after this video, search up a video that I just recently made, and it's teaching strangers how to trade in the stock market. I think that video can really inform you guys on how I break stocks down, and I hope it can guide you guys in the right direction. So let me go back to breaking down stock. Alrighty, so we have our position for AKS. RAD. Not too sure if you guys remember about RAD, but RAD is showing signs of a downward trend. We've identified a previous support that it has not broken at 221, and then a resistance at about 275. We caught it last week at the peak at 275, and it's been seeing a downward trend since then. It is not showing any true signs of an upward momentum, so I'm not too worried about this one. Again, we understand. I have my alert here if it goes below 225, and I have my alert here if it goes above 275 and $3. So with that simple understanding, I don't need to look too much into it. UVXY. The reason I have this one in my watch list is because so many people have been calling this one out because of the kind of demand that it's been seen within the past couple of days. This thing has been on a consistent downward trend. So that's not a good sign, right? But as it's seen a downward trend, these huge pumps, right? From this all the way to up here, 30% growth. From down here to here, 30% growth from here to here, 30% growth, huge pumps. And it's seen a downward trend, but it hasn't seen a pump recently. Something that I like about this one, when it's breaking above VMA, which it which it's done every single time that it's seen a pump up. But if you guys can see here, it's now starting to break above VMA. We can see it starting to flatline at around like 2250, and it's starting to try to see an upward trend. Understanding that it usually sees 30% potential or 30% growth. So 30% growth would be anywhere from around, let's say, right around here, 32.50. Understanding that right now it's still at $22. It's not showing any true signs of an upward trend. So I'd just say, keep your eyes on this one. I'm going to set my alerts. If it continues this trend of random pumps, then that would be good. But if not, then, simply don't trade it. So if your alerts don't go off and it kind of just flatlines, then why invest in something like that, right? So I'm going to set my alert when it breaks above. I think after it breaks above, really $23, but it's kind of been bouncing there anyways. So $23.50, I want to give it a little bit more margin to really build up some volume and some demand. So that's it. I'm going to move on. EFX, guys, do you guys remember me talking about this one? It had a huge drop, and this is what I love. These are the stocks that I mean, momentum trades are great, right? Connor and all the different group leaders within our groups, if you guys go to TechBot Solutions, you guys can follow them. Connor's our momentum trader, Brad's our OTC stock trader, and Cal is our mobile investment group leader, as well as a momentum trader himself. So feel free to follow them for any proper guidance in those specific markets. Something that I enjoy 100% is these technical bounces, and it's just I think this is what I enjoy most about trading. When I know that Equifax, a multi-billion-dollar company that's based on social security numbers and running your credit, was unfortunately hacked. And it was at $140 per position or per share. It took a huge drop all the way down to $90. It was seen a downward trend and never broke really above EMA on this 180-day analysis. Now, if we look at it at this 180-day analysis, this is a perfect example of this cup and handle trend. Just like every other stock that we've talked about that saw huge loss due to unfortunate news, all these are panic sellers. All these people are ones that want to cut their losses and that just sell. Due to that, this RSI indicator, it shows when a stock is oversold. All I said was, hey guys, look, this stock as well as other stocks, when they see huge drops in price due to bad news or due to, if they're going bankrupt, then that's a different story. But when it's a very reputable company and there's some unfortunate news that they're most likely going to overcome long term, then understanding that, what you wait for is, okay, well, when is it going to bounce? And that was at $90. It bounced at $90 and it started seeing an upward trend since then. It broke above the 95 EMA, and then that's when it started truly showing that upward trend. And now it's, it broke above that $100 resistance, and that was last week. It's heading to that 110 resistance, 120, 130, and then most likely eventually back to 140. And this is what I love calling out, because it makes real sense on why the stock would come back up. Obviously, there's bad news, which leads to a bunch of people want to cut losses on this specific, stock. Once it sets its support, and once that demand or that like hype of cutting losses on the stock that was hacked dies out, then that's when it kind of flatlines, starts to see an upward trend. And then once people start to realize, wow, this stock is way oversold, really understanding what Equifax is, and it's most likely going to come back up, and it's just making sense of it. And if you understand it and can see value in why Equifax would continue to be valued at like 130, 140, then that's when you can make the fundamental understanding or investment of like, okay, well, I would like to take a position on Equifax when it breaks above the EMA here around 95 and swing it to like 120, 130, 140. And from a multi-billion-dollar company, you're still able to make 16%, 27%, 36%, potentially 46% growth. That's huge. That's with $10,000 you can nearly make. And I mean, this would take it's not going to just be in a couple of days. It might be months, right? But in a couple of months, you can literally see almost 50% growth. It doesn't mean 100%, but it just means based on if it trends back up to its old price. That's what I love trading. So what I like right now is that it's still trending way above EMA. I think it's a little overextended right now. I think we will see little pullbacks, but as long as it continues to hold above the EMA line, then that's all I really care about. So I do see a lot of value on Equifax. What I'm gonna call out for EFX is a support at 100. Next resistance is at 110, and then current price is at 105. So I hope a couple of you were able to profit off of that one, and if so, then great. Let's see. Alrighty. What is this guy saying? All right. Let me go real quick. I know I was taking a little bit of a longer time. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and kind of speed this up. So RD it shows a potential bounce at 42, potential resistance at 46. Based on previous trends, 42 was a resistance. If you guys can see right here, looks like it's trying to hold. If it holds and bounces and it validates that support, then it has the potential to hit again $46. RF has a very common trend. It's at its peak right now, about 1450. I have my alert set if it breaks above that resistance, or if it breaks below and it comes in and bounces again at that 1350 support, as we can see right here. UGAS, again, the reason that I'm taking a position on UGAS is due to this trend of where it usually bounces at around $11, usually peaks out at around $13.50. I caught it at a pretty low point, and now it's trying to trend back up. I'm taking a very small position on it right now. I'll continue adding to my size when it breaks above $12 and $12.50, and plan to sell some of my positions around $13 or $13.50. I plan to make anywhere from about with this position, because of how heavy I will be going, if it breaks above $12, I'll probably be making anywhere from like $800 to $1,000 on this specific swing trade. So going into JNUG, JNUG is still showing signs of a downward trend. Tried to validate its support, and this week is probably going to be the make it or break it for it. Showed a bounce at about $17 and is now breaking above the 100 and not 120, is it? Yeah, 180 day EMA. So it's really showing signs of an upward momentum. And this is where, because of all the uncertainty within our economy in North Korea, this is where it can kind of lead to, the potential to continue to grow, as JDST would be the inverse, and that one would drop. So this one is Tiva, not too much in there. But let's go ahead and go to the ones that you guys were calling out. RTNB. All right, so RTNB, I don't like that this one is less than $1. I don't like to trade stocks that are less than $1. 180-day analysis, 20-day analysis. I mean, volume is very low also. It's still below EMA on this 10-day analysis, and it's, yeah, I mean, I don't see a lot of potential here. Wait, this is, oh, I thought this was 45 cents. It's $1.45. I apologize. I think that's why I said that. I saw 43. I apologize. So it looks like, no, yeah, just not a lot of volume, not a lot of movement. I wouldn't like swing trading this one, and as a day trade, it doesn't have enough margin for it to move around from lows to highs. So if we go here, yeah, not a lot of margin to make up. So SYNC, can you check that out? Oh, appreciate that, Angel. Thank you. SYNC. We have another one with really low volume. Again, this is just my opinion. Oh, let me go a little bit further back. I like that trend a little bit more. Okay, well, I can see why after its earnings call, it looks like it dropped quite a bit. Saw a little bit of a pump, but is now trending down. It is still trending below EMA, if you guys can see that. It's trying to hold above around 260. I would like to wait, especially if you're thinking about swing trading this one, for it to break above EMA, so anywhere above 265 based on its current position, or wait for the bounce around 240. Based on its previous trend, that's really where it started to flatline and where it saw, a lot more potential. But I could see it flatlining here at 260 and then it going back up to 285 to $3, but which is huge for this $2 stock. That's about 10% potential. So with let's say $1,000, with 10% potential, that's, wait, is that 10% potential? Yeah, with $1,000, that'd be about $100. So that's huge. But again, just knowing that it is showing signs of a downward trend, and if it breaks below 260, then it will most likely trend down to 240, which is about a almost 8% loss. So just be careful with that. The MACD indicator, if you can see right here, it looks like it's wanting to start trending up now. Doesn't mean 100% that it's going to, but I could see why it would trend up here again. But yeah, this would be a great one to follow up with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert. If it goes below 258, oh, right there. So it looks like it trades now in 5-cent increments, or my alerts are in 5-cent increments. And then when it breaks above 265. All right. Thank you for that. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna break down Tesla. Alrighty, so let's see. Looks like it really saw resistance at about 380. It is now trending back down. Previous support or previous old resistance is at around 340. So that's kind of what I would like to look for, a bounce more around that area. It is showing signs of it being oversold, and it's way below EMA. So I'd like to wait for a more solid bounce if I were to take a position on it. But I could see why it would bounce at 350. It looks like it's trying to hold. So just set your alerts and wait for the validation of the support. Once it really starts showing signs of an upward trend, then it's up to you if you want to jump in and see a position. The MACD indicator is still showing that it's showing signs of a downward trend. RSI is still really not building that curve, nor is the EMA. So everything is still showing signs of a downward trend except for the technical support at 350. So I'll set my alerts. If it breaks below it, then we'll know that it's heading back down to its previous support at around 340 around there. But if not, then if it starts to trend back up, then that's great. Set your alerts when it breaks above like 355, so it really starts to build that that really nice cup. Appreciate that, Jack. Thank you. ESKO. Thank you again for putting in the proper format. ESKO. It's not popping up. ESKO. I'm sorry, I think your ticker symbol might be wrong, but if you want to go ahead and type that in again. Of course, bud. Thank you again. VSAR. Whoa, I like that. That's why I love chasing red stocks. Okay, I like that, and then I don't. I think I might have this one in my watch list. Then I can't pull it up. But this one dropped way too much, and if I'm not mistaken, let me actually get a little bit closer. Yeah, didn't do very well, still seeing a downward trend. So I'm going to set my alert when it breaks above $3. It's not showing any signs of an upward momentum, and this is not a stock that you want to, hold because of this huge downward trend. But it does have a lot of margin to make up, and the reason that I love chasing red stocks is because when it really starts to see an upward trend, then it has all this margin to make up, to go back up. I mean, that's huge. It's 338% growth. Don't really think that it would go back up. But looking a little bit more into the company, why did it see such a huge drop? And understanding that, then maybe that can be the make it or break it on why you should or should not invest in it. So if you can give me an understanding on why this would be a good swing trade, then just let me know. All right, guys, we're right at that 7 minute mark. So let me do one more, and then we should be good. EKSO. EKSO. Okay, so I like that I can see a trend. Boom, I like that. Support at $1. These are the ones that I used to love to trade. Resistance at $2. It's about every 50 cents. Do you see that as well? Do you see the previous resistance that I had here? Saw a downward trend and built. Boom, boom, 250, downward trend, and then it bounces at these supports, hits that resistance, bounces, breaks below, bounces here. This is now heading back to 150. So this one's huge. This could be a really good one. And I like that breakdown. Volume isn't really there, so that's a bummer. I think it's a little overextended, so we might see more of a downward trend and trying to catch the bounce at $1. Just wait for the support. Wait for it to validate the support. And once it starts trending back up, then just know that it has a previous trend of bouncing at around $1 and resistance at around 150. I think right now it might be a little bit overextended. And the reason that I say that is because it just moved too much compared to the previous days. On previous days, it's kind of seen a downward trend. It has a 136, and it just looks like it's way above the EMA and all the other VWAP indicators. So I do see potential in this one. I just think it's more overextended, and we'll most likely see a pullback on this one itself. I do want to remind you guys that today is the last day. And again, I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but today is the last day. If you guys go to the second link in the description for the TechBud Solutions Apparel, there's the buy two, get one free. The coupon code is TechBuds. So there's 200 to redeem. We do still have a couple left. Feel free to, order your guys' t-shirts if you guys see value in it or want to represent, our t-shirts. But I want to thank you guys most importantly for taking time out of your day and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. For those that see value in it, great. For those that don't, then don't. We have a guy. We have like so many people that like just love wasting their time. Who is that? OP is a comment. Okay, yeah, we can't say that, but it's fine, guys. We're always going to get haters, and I know that I can't be the only one. And this is something that I'm going to share with you guys. Let me just close it for those that have to go, then have to go. Thank you guys again for joining us. I hope you guys have an amazing day. We will be going live 15 minutes before the market opens, and it would be true blessing for you guys to join us. But other than that, all the links are down in the description if you guys want to be a part of our group. Again, it is a free Facebook group, and all the links are down below. And we'd love to have you as a part of the team. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps us out. So thank you on that part. And this is just to kind of remind you guys. So it's the same guy. Okay, that's totally okay. So there's a bunch. Okay, so there's a couple people that have direct messaged me about the buy two get one free. I'm gonna catch up with all my direct messages right after this live stream. So just give me a couple minutes there. What I wanted to let you guys know, and I know I can't be the only one. Once you start to see some form of success, and this started at a very early age, people really start to dislike you because they didn't see the same form of success as you did, or you might be seeing it at a quicker pace. Even if you're not seeing success, but you're doing something that in the long term you think that can really benefit your guys' life. Like I tell you guys, if you guys don't see success in the stock market, I don't want that to discourage you as an overall entrepreneur. I want you guys to continue investing in what you see value in, because there's potential and profit to be made in every market, and there's no question about that. Understanding that there's always going to be people that are going to try to bring you down, and as low or as common as you guys might hear that, the more you start to see success in, the more people start to hate. And I started to really see that when I started driving around in the McLaren. I don't want to say I didn't think it was anything special. Again, these cars that we've been buying and selling have been more of a hobby to me, and I look at them more as investments. But people get very, unfortunately, angry when they see a young individual, driving these cars. They can lead to assumptions that they think, someone else bought it from me and stuff like that. And that's okay. That's okay if that's what they think. But when they go out of their way and make a comment or, give me a gesture that is, can be frowned upon, flipping me off and stuff like that, then it just truly shows, why people see success and why people don't. Having an individual like that, making, or driving in around in a McLaren or something like that, or driving in any supercar, or having enormous amounts of money, it's probably best that he doesn't, see or have access to all these funds. The reason why is because he probably won't know what to do with it, because he doesn't have the understanding or the knowledge behind on how to be successful. So all I ask you guys is, with all these people that are going to be hitting on us, and all these people that are going to be telling you, hey, don't invest in the stock market. Hey, don't start your own business. Hey, you shouldn't be doing this. You should stick to your traditional 9-to-5 job. I want to encourage you guys to understand the importance of having a stable income, but also going out of your way to always looking for different sources of income to provide a foundation and to provide a future for your family or for your friends or whoever it is that you are, working so hard for. Because we're doing this not just because of the monetary reward, but I like TechBot Solutions because of the environment that it promotes within our community. And I'm always coming up with new and creative ways on how to make things better. And it's all because of this group, and it's all because of you guys. So I just want to thank you guys and remind you guys that you guys are all special. And regardless of what people say, you're watching this video not because it's entertaining, and if it is, then great for you, but because you really want something more in life. And I want to remind you guys that all you guys need to do is identify a market that you guys see value in, formulate a plan on how you're going to be successful in the time frame needed, and then stick to it. Be consistent and be determined. If you make mistakes and you see drawbacks, just know that that's all part of the game. But I want to remind you guys that, you guys are all special in any form of way. I know I'm young, and I know that might not be the most motivating if you guys are a little bit older, or maybe even a little bit younger, because I'm not much older, and I understand that. I wish you guys might take me, in a respectful, professional manner. But I just want to let you guys know, from the bottom of my heart, that all these people that watch me and all the traders that we have as a part of our group and investors, your guys' stories are all unique. And understand that we are all different, and we will all see success in different ways and in different rates. Just continue doing what it is that you love, and let your passion be what drives you and your success. Even if it's just a little bit of a better foundation that your parents provided for you, then you can provide that for your future families. So I wish you guys the best. I hope you guys have had an amazing Sunday. Again, the link is down below if you guys want to represent the TechBuds apparel. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, and let your passion be what drives you in your success. We will see you guys 15 minutes before the market opens tomorrow in our Sunday, before the market opens in our live stream. And I wish you guys the best of luck in everything it is that you guys want to pursue. Take care, guys. Let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Dang, I almost forgot that. Check out my video that I just uploaded today. Take care, team. Boom.